What do you do besides content creation? Are you single or cuffed? Know the secret to your body, cause girl. Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are joining for the first time, a big shout out, thank you so much for joining. And if you're returning subby, hello my love, thank you so much for tuning in. So I am really excited for today's video because I asked and you guys answered. So I asked you guys if you wanted to know anything about me, and you guys sent in some questions and I put them in this little ball. And I love pink, so obviously the paper had to be pink. So I am really excited because some of these questions are super interesting. Not some, but all of them are super interesting. So let us get into it. So question number 1, how do you stay motivated to work out every day? You know what, I honestly don't think it's a question of motivation. It's definitely discipline. Like, motivation does not help you. You need to be disciplined. You need to have a why, and once you have a why, it's so much easier for you to wake up and do something that you don't feel like doing. The time I think of working out, I don't think of am I motivated to do it. I think of, okay, do you want to look the way you want to look like? And it's like, yes, so get up and do it. So I do it. So yeah, that's basically how I get myself to work out every day. It's really not motivation, my love. It's definitely discipline. Your inspiration for your fashion sense, it's because it's top 5. You know what, to be honest, I don't know where my inspiration of my fashion sense comes from. It comes from like a lot of things, a lot of people, but I can't really put my hand on one person. Actually, I'm lying. I think for the longest of time, my fashion sense or inspiration has definitely been influenced by the Kardashians. When I tell you, I was one of those kids that used to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians literally every day after school, even repeating episodes. That was me. And for me, it wasn't necessarily what they're saying or the drama. It was, what are they wearing? What accessories do they have on? And I used to love watching Fashion Police. So I think from that, I kind of got to know of like style and watching the red carpets, and I actually loved it. And I think that's where my style grew from, and then also just becoming comfortable in my body. So if you really want a person, I would say the Kardashians. And people hate the Kardashians, but honey, I love them. So yeah. Do you have siblings? Yes, I have a sister and a younger brother. My sister is older than me. I want to know the secret to your body, because girl, I think it's really just consistency and just it's just consistency, really. Like, I wouldn't say there's anything else but consistency. I've been consistent ever since I was in varsity, and I didn't see the results in varsity. I wasn't happy with my body in varsity, but like only now, like years later, it's like, oh my god, all that work that I put in actually kind of shaped me into the way that I want to look like. So being consistent in working out and being consistent in like eating well. And I'm somebody who sometimes goes on like drastic diets or meal plans where I will totally cut out sugar, I will totally cut out meat for like 2 months or something. And I feel like that really helps, but also that's really dangerous at the same time, because every time I then decide to like eat meat or to have sugar, I cannot stop myself. So I wouldn't recommend that. I would just say, just try eat clean, and if you want sugar, have it, but you know, eat it in moderation. And yeah, just be consistent with your exercises. And also, to be honest, I really do think genetics play a part, especially with me. My mom is a very curvy, my mom's side actually, they have like really big hips, literally something that runs in the family, and I just took advantage of that and then maintained it. Like, I never waist trained or anything like that. I think I did when, you know, obviously when we were in school, when we'd go to the gym and I would like put on a waist trainer, but then other than that, like, my body shape has really just been the way it was, and I think it has a lot to do with genetics. So yes, genetics and just eating right and working out consistently. What are your love languages? So I have 3 main love languages that I feel like I cannot do without, and the first one has to be words of affirmation. Like, I am that girl that needs you to tell me you love me. I am that girl that wants to wake up to a long text early in the morning from you because you were just thinking about me. I am that girl who needs you to tell her, like, baby, I love you, baby, you're beautiful, baby this. I'm that girl. I'm definitely a words of affirmation person, and I also love physical touch and quality time. I can't really put which degree to each one to say this one comes second or this one comes third. I think they're equally important. When we are spending quality time together, I definitely want to have like physical touch, not deep physical touch, but like I really love to cuddle. Oh my god, like my mom is probably watching this video and she's just like, but favorite pastime, I love to just listen to music and just dance by myself. Like, I do not want an audience, I do not want anyone else in the room. I just want to listen to music and just dance. Like, I really love doing that. I feel like it just brings me so much peace, it just brings me so much joy, and I love it. Like, a self-love day for me sometimes could just be putting on my headphones, listening to my favorite playlist, and just losing track of time doing that. Absolutely love it. How I keep fit: consistently working out and eating healthy as much as I can. I think the most important thing is for you to know what works for you. Once you have unlocked that, honestly, I feel like you won't have any trouble with, you know, being consistent. So what I mean is, if you know you don't like running, like I know I don't like running, so I rarely incorporate things that require me to run in like my workouts. I do what I want to do. I do what my body like feels energetic to do, and that's really important. Like, if you know you hate running, stop trying to, like, you know, do cardio, do all those things that require you to run, and put in workouts like HIIT cardio, where you don't necessarily have to run, but you can skip, you can do other variations of things that will give you the same result. So it's really important for you to know what works best for you and just do that. Like, if you love to dance, I was telling this other girl the other day, like, if you like to dance, look for workout videos, you know, that are in the mode of dancing, that, you know, you can get a workout in through dancing. Like, it's not that complicated, guys. Like, it really isn't. It really isn't. You just gotta want to do it. Tools you use for IG. So, tools I use for IG. I use, what is that tool called? I use Mojo for like my stories. If I'm gonna like post something on my stories, I use Mojo. I think that's what it's called. I will like put a picture of it on the screen. And I also use what is this tool called? I'm not quite sure of the name, but I'll put it here, and that's what I use to edit my photos if I want to like change the brightness, or just want to make a photo clear or more more visually appealing. Okay, next question. What's your career? So this is a very difficult question for me to answer right now, because I'm at a point in my life where professionally I am in a career of like human resources, and I love it. I mean, that's what I studied, that's what I've always said I wanted to do. But now I've come to a place where I'm like, I don't want to pursue my career, I want to pursue my passion, which is definitely fashion and just speaking and motivating people. So I'm kind of like at a crossroads of where I exactly want to continue in life if I had the choice. Like, a part of me is like, I really want to, you know, pursue this passion that I have, and another part of me is like, but I also want to like excel in my career. So really it is it's like a split road for me right now, and I'm just trying to figure out the best way that I can do both. I hope that answers your question, girl. Oh, Wow. Where do you live? What did you study? And do you work? So I live in Qatar. And what did I study? I studied a Bachelor of Social Sciences and Industrial Sociology, and then I also did my honors in development studies. What do you do? So I work at a media company and I am an onboarding analyst. So basically the new people in the organization, I am the first person they see. I work them through, help them sign their contracts, and I'm basically their go-to person when it comes to whatever they need in the organization. So kind of like the face of HR. Would you like to have kids? How many? Yes, I would definitely want to have kids. I would want to have 3 kids, 2 boys and 1 girl, and the boys have to be older than the girl, and the age differences between the kids have to be like 2 years or 3 years. That is definitely what I want. Like, this is what I see when I visualize my family. So that is what I want. And I know people will be like, do you know kids are expensive? Yes, I know kids are expensive, but like, that's the picture perfect picture that I have for my family. Current and future goals. So my current goals right now are for me to just for me to be consistent in a lot of things that I decide to put my hands on. I feel like if I am consistent, I could really achieve some of the goals that I want. So not to get specifically into the goals, I would say I just want to be really consistent with like YouTube, really consistent with like creating content, because like I said, I want to kind of develop my passion and prosper in that aspect as well. So my current goal is definitely to create as much content as I can. And my future goals would probably be to not necessarily need a full-time job and just survive on my passion. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? This is actually funny because I think it depends really to do with, do I know the person or not? I feel like one day I can really be an introvert and the next day I'm like an extrovert, but I think most of my days I'm definitely an extrovert. I love going out, I love meeting new people, I just love talking, so it's very easy for me to like make friends. It's very easy for me, you know, to see myself mingling with others. So I would say I'm an extrovert, but then I have my days where I'm just an introvert, and I don't think it's necessarily because it's who I am, but I just put myself in that place, maybe just because I'm tired or I've just had a rough week and I'm just like, you know what, I'm not about to be the social butterfly today. So it has days, but I think at my core I'm definitely an extrovert. How old are you? I am 24, turning 25 on the 22nd of December. So I will be expecting gifts, people. Biggest lesson in life thus far. Biggest lesson that I have learned is to be self-aware. Like, I think it's so important for you to be self-aware, because we live in a society where, you know, people just paint you, people just tell you what is right and wrong, people just, you know, give you characteristics that probably you don't even define to be. So I think it's really important for you to know who you are, to know what you stand for, and to just be self-aware of what you want, where you're going, the person you're trying to be. And I think the biggest lesson for me came when I realized that for the longest of time I wasn't self-aware, and when I actually changed my perspective from, you know, being aware of everything that's going on around me, and then change that to being aware of who I am, what I want, like actually realizing myself. I think like I just think there's so much power in that, and that is like my biggest lesson this far that you really just need to be self-aware, because if you're not, honey, you're just gonna be going around having people paint you, having people tell you who you are, what you can do. And once you know who you are, once you're self-aware, there is so much power in that. And I feel like that's been like the most beautiful lesson that I have gotten to come to know this far. So yes. Ooh, the AC is making these papers fly. Okay. One place I would love to visit one day, definitely the Maldives. I want to go to the Maldives. Like, guys, I love tropical islands. I love the beach. I love the water. I love everything nice and just, you know, nature. So I definitely want to go to the Maldives. I even have outfits for the Maldives, guys. Like, I'm ready. I am ready for the Maldives. Like, are you single or cuffed? Dun-dun-dun, the question that everybody wants to know. I am single, guys. It is the most beautiful thing ever. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. I think, you know what, there is so much peace in singleness. Like, you don't even understand. It's just the most peaceful thing ever, and I love it. I absolutely love it. And I definitely do think the person that I'm gonna go out with next has to like really convince me why, because I'm so content. If you were me, what would you change? I wish I could like put a picture of the person that is asking me this, but I won't do that to him. So if I was you, what I would definitely change is your need for everything to be perfect, because I definitely feel like that stops you in doing a lot of things that, you know, you would have been somewhere right now if you would have started the day you got the idea. But because you want everything to be perfect before you start, I feel like you've missed so many opportunities, you've missed growth, and I would definitely change that. And I would change also how you don't express yourself. Like, oh my god, that is so annoying. You need to express yourself. So I would change that. Are you done with school? Yes, I am done with school. I do not think I would want to go and do my master's, but you can never say never. Thank you so much for your questions. I really enjoyed answering them, and I hope that, you know, your question was answered in a way that you received well with understanding. And with that being said, I will catch you lovely ladies and gents in my next video.